Hey guys, Custom Computing here again with another video. First thing, please hit that subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. 95% of the views are for some reason like non-subscribers, which is insane. So subscribe if you can, that would be great. In this video, we're going to be going through Cougar, and basically it currently stands as a 3080 rig with 3 cards. We're going to be taking that apart. We're going to be putting in a 2000 watt power supply and then adding another 3080 card. So there'll be 4 3080 cards in this server once we're done. And there's space for one more 3080 in there as well. And we have the power now. So stay tuned. We also have a complete revamp and ground up build coming up about Viper, which we completely remove everything and rebuild a case from scratch. So stay tuned for that. That'll be the next video. And this one is, yeah, Cougar takes flight. Let's go, boys.
Okay, so this is basically where we left off with Cougar. It had 3 3080s in it and a 1200 watt power supply. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be removing that 1200 watt and replacing it with the 2000 watt power supply, and we're going to be adding another 3080 into this rig. So let's go.
Hey guys, sorry, I was just on a roll and I totally forgot to start recording the next phase of what I'm doing. Essentially, I'm having to remove this 1200 watt power supply and put in the 2000 watt power supply that I got from Red Panda Mining in here, because we're gonna make a this another 3080 rig. So there was already 3 3080s in here, which is fine on a 1200 watt, but we're adding a 4th 3080 that we pulled out of my Iceman build, which we've deprecated, which is this. It's now no more. We took all the drives out, and these are all getting sold. 120 terabytes of storage. So we're going to be making another 3080 rig, and in order to do that, I'm going to need to put in the 2000 watt power supply. So we're having to take this one out. We're going to use this for our Viper, which has a 3070 rig, and we're going to consolidate that rig as well. So the first thing is we've got to take this out, which I've already unscrewed it, and we're going to start putting that back in, and we're going to have to do a lot of the cable management. So here we go. Unfortunately, before we start putting in the power supply and whatnot, we're probably gonna have to just remove a few of these things here. But we need to transfer the rails from this onto here, which means that we have to drill a couple of holes, just 4 holes, 2 on this side and 2 on this side, in order to get these rails put on here so I can put this into the server rack. It's never easy, but perfection takes time. All right, we finally got the rails put on, and we put in the 2000 watt power supply. Now we're gonna try and do our best with the cable management. There are a ton of these PCI expansions, as well as way too many SATA and Molex cables here. If we're not using the SATA power connectors, then these are just, there's too much of them. So we'll do our best to do the cable management and power up. Right now we're going to start plugging in the All right, they're all plugged in. We are not gonna cable manage any of this yet, because we know we need to test it before we start doing cable management. So we're gonna plug these in and bring it down to the server room.
All right, she turned on. All the GPUs are on, and seems to be spinning. So let's take a look in Hive and see if it shows up.
All right, the cable management is done. That took a long time. I can't believe I got that mid plate in. And all the fans are on. I'm just about to turn it on actually. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. All right. So, wow. All right, so we put in the 2,000 watt power supply. Everything still fit, which is great. I'm really surprised that this mid plate fit because this card is just so big. And we got the four 3080s in there. And everything's cable managed and it's going to be tossed into the rack finally. This one was sitting over there for a while and now it's finally getting put in the rack. So let's close her up and take a look at the Hive setting. Sweet. Okay, so here we are in Hive just to take a look at how the Cougar build is doing. It's been running for a little bit and sitting at 394. So this is over almost 100 mega hash higher than what I had before because I have that new card. One of the things that I do notice is that the EVGA needs to replace its thermal pads. It's sitting about 92 degrees, which is not terrible. In fact, you can run it until it's like 100 and something. The overclocks on the LHR are very, very finicky. So I was able to get it to about 97 mega hash consistent without it crashing. As soon as I boosted up the memory clock, it would start to reboot the, not reboot the computer, but it would crash. So I'm okay with 98 on the EVGA, which is a little bit hotter, but in fact, I can probably put that up a little bit to 99, get that to 99, and then the rest are at 99. So I'm happy with that, and yeah, it worked out great. So we can still add another card in here because we've got the 2,000 watt power supply and we have space for another 3080 because you can get about 4 or 5 in that case. Although I do have that massive gigabyte one, which takes up like 3 slots. So probably not going to be adding another one anytime soon, but I do have the availability if I need to. So thanks again for following me with this. The next one, we're going to be doing a complete revamp of Viper, which we go from the ground up with a whole new case and everything. So stay tuned for that. Please hit the like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.